All right, so today I want to look at PII and data quality and kind of to kill two birds with one stone, a quick shortcut, how you can A, identify where PII exists, and then B, get the appropriate controls wrapped around those columns, the things like regex checks, formatting checks, all those things that you need to do to make sure it's input, it's stored properly. Let me move my face out of the way. So we'll get started, with an out check, navigate your favorite connection. You can do that on the left-hand panel by clicking any of the data sources that have been mapped, but we won't spend too much time on that today. We'll kind of go from left to right across the top here. And there's one section I want to call out, which is our profiling section. So as I move from left to right, I want to show you, click semantic on. So I'll zoom in for a moment. But if we look at semantic detection, what this does is enable a matching algorithm. So anywhere we see emails, anywhere we see social security, anywhere we see common formats, we're going to tag them. We ship around 40 common formats out of the box. You can add them, you can customize them, you can put in European passport codes, IP addresses, anything you'd like, and that'll get triggered for self-identification. So I'll go to the end, we can hit save and run, we can launch this, and then once the results come back, we can look at our profile to get a quick snapshot. So we can see things like email getting called out, right? We can do our normal drill in, but here we can see the column email has a tag, has a badge, it's been assigned. This is going to show up in our catalog view. This is also going to show up within our rules table, so we'll be able to drill into these things a bit deeper. So even things like gender, here we can see here the gender code as well as the explicit gender have been called out and badged. And as I jump from our profile view to something like our rules view, here we can see what that looks like within the rules page. So normally you might come in and you might define a regex of some sort. In this case, what's really cool is, again, two birds with one stone. If we look into the rules tab, these actually got layered in automatically. So we didn't do anything, but because we were so confident, they were self-identified, they matched, right, all those shapes and those formats that we checked for, these rules get auto-applied. Hopefully, cutting out some of the manual steps that it usually requires. And what's really cool is not just doing this within a data set to say, hey, I have this under control within, this particular table or file, but when you start to do this across your entire data lake, your entire data warehouse, and you can start to get a picture of where do I have these PI, where do they exist? Do I have the same rule implemented consistently? Do I have standards around how we're checking for these things? I need to update it in 50 places. Can I update it once and not have to do 50 different updates for this single validation? So hopefully that gives you something to think about. PII, data quality, they go hand in hand, right? If you're looking for a shortcut, we see this as a common use case.